Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Let's talk about what is better than COLA. Well, there's a couple things that come to mind. COLA is great, cost of living adjustment, boosting up your income. Not much, but upward. Up is better than nothing. The other thing is you could work on your claim trying to boost your rating. The other is boost your income utilizing VA benefits in order to get there. I'm going to talk about how you can make over $200,000 a year. That's the average throughout the nation. Some areas obviously less, some more. But wanted to go through this because you can actually leverage VA benefits to land you a job that will pay you more than you're currently getting paid. Now, before we jump into it, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I truly appreciate it. Every thumbs up, every minute watched really does help the channel, and I really do appreciate that support. Look, I'm going to start this off with not everybody is going to thrive in this environment, right? But for those that do, you can make a lot of money and you could be very fulfilled in your life. Other folks, look, I get it. Maybe you want to go be a doctor. Maybe you want to go be a lawyer. Maybe you want to go be a a public accountant, right? So there's all kinds of different avenues. This is an example of a way that you can leverage your benefits in a very short period of time and make more money and be in a different position. Now, what is it? It is ADI, the Automotive Dealership Institute. Now, hold on and listen. This training will get you everything that you need within a 4-week period. And the icing on the cake here is not only do they give you the training to become a finance manager for automobile dealerships or motorcycle or RVs or boats or tractors or whatever it is that takes that type of financing, RVs, right? You pick kind of what you want to work in. Now, not only do they do that and bring you up to speed with everything in a 4-week period, this part is just so valuable to me. They bend over backwards to help get you hired anywhere in the nation. So what comes to mind for me is, look, not everybody loves where they live. Not everybody loves their job. Not everybody loves how much they're getting paid. Now, what I'm looking at here is, okay, let me find veteran-friendly organizations that can help bolster up a veteran's knowledge and education and help them get into positions where they can thrive. ADI is that. I have spoken many times with the management there, and I do these videos on a continuous basis because there's always new people watching. Now, the average, again, throughout the nation is over 200,000, so it would be reasonable to think that you would be able to make 100,000 plus. What sort of stuff do they train you in that 4-week period? I pulled it up here. Financing, obviously, because you'd be a finance manager for both prime and subprime deals, how to structure those, how you desk a deal or desking deals, all the aspects of prime and subprime lending. Now, I'm going to throw out there, personally, I was in mortgages. I did mortgages for more than a decade, about 12 years. So I understand financing, I understand terms and rates and all that stuff. And personally, I did it for 12 years, right? And I enjoyed it. I did that. It's kind of have two different lives. I had my 12 years of mortgage stuff, and then I got 15 years of veterans benefit stuff. That's basically, for the most part, been my careers. They'll also teach you legal compliance. They have state-of-the-art software, finance and insurance software. So they give you that one in-your-face training on actual real systems. That's Stan. He's my rooster. He's here. He says hi. They'll teach you how to structure leasing options for people, credit report analysis, loan processing, and so on. So there's all kinds of great stuff that comes out of this. And here's the kicker. I talked about it at the beginning. You can use your VA benefits to access the Automotive Dealership Institute. All their information is in the description and in the comments. Stan says that, look, even if you're thinking about it, make the phone call. They have a VA liaison there that can talk you through it, help you figure out anything you need to do. You can utilize your post 9/11 GI Bill, or you can also utilize VR&E, Veterans Readiness and Employment Benefits. These are great benefits for you, and if you leverage them appropriately, you actually make out. If you don't leverage them appropriately, and here's the drawback for folks, if you go into utilizing your VA education benefits, be it post 9/11 GI Bill or be it VR&E, Veterans Readiness and Employment, if you go into it just thinking, well, I'm just going to go to school so I can get a little extra money on the side, and then after that I'll figure it out, that's wrong. That is even Stan agrees, and he's got a small brain. The point is that if you have an end result in mind, you're going to get more out of the journey, right? So have that end goal in mind, and that will really help bring you up to speed. Now, a couple things I'm going to explain a couple things here with ADI, and then I'm going to also explain some stuff with VR&E. If you are a disabled veteran at any percentage, Veterans Readiness and Employment could be a potential avenue for you to get training. And also, check this out. This is what goes through my mind anyway. It's not just about, okay, well, now I'm going to go get a new job. Let's say that you have a situation in which, hey, look, I want to move somewhere else. Cool. Let them know, hey, look, after I'm done with all my training and we're looking for jobs, I'm looking in this location. Can you help me find a job there? I will tell you that trying to move to a new location, usually the hardest part is finding a job in that specific location. Utilize this to get you there. It's a win-win. So now, after I talk about a little more here, I'm going to jump over and explain some stuff with VR&E. So again, this they accept post 9/11 and VR&E. I'll explain more on the VR&E side in a second here, but I want to make sure that folks understand that the Automotive Dealership Institute is the only F&I school out there that is able to utilize this type of government assistance for training for veterans. They, again, have over a 90% job placement as F&I manager within 90 days of graduation. The average salary, the average income reported by NADA is $200,472. It is a 4-week program in which they bring you up to speed. Now, let's say you don't have any post 9/11 GI Bill. Okay, what does VR&E look like? Well, I'll tell you this. I personally utilized VR&E, and I was able to complete some training with that. Now, what you need to have not received a dishonorable discharge, number one. Number two, you have a service-connected disability rating of at least 10%. Now, I'm going to frame it up this way. Whatever your rating is, whether it's 10, 30, 7, whatever your rating is, your service-connected disabilities must be inhibiting your ability to hold or maintain a job with your current skill set. So a great example is, hey, I've been a mechanic since I was in the military. I got out. I still stayed a mechanic, but my service-connected disabilities are really making it very difficult to continue being a mechanic. It's just too labor intensive, my back, my neck, my whatever, right? Blood pressure, whatever the issues are. So I can't be a mechanic anymore. And this is what I've always done. I don't have another skill set to just go transition into a new job. Okay, cool. Well, this would be the conversation that you have with the VR&E counselor, and then it could turn into, hey, you know what? Well, you know a lot about cars, and you know a lot about that industry. What if we transition you over to becoming a finance manager? And you have that conversation, and that is a desk job where you're inside and you walk around a little bit, you sit down, you work with people, you get up, you move around, you sit down, you work with people. So if that's something that works for you, then great, they'll approve it, and then they'll push you through, and you'll get that training, and then you'll get job placed, and you'll get that assistance from both the Automotive Dealership Institute and Veterans Readiness and Employment will both be helping you to find that new job. Now, I'm going to read some pieces here from the VA's website specific to VR&E. When they receive your application for VR&E, they will schedule your initial evaluation with a counselor. That counselor is actually the person who's going to determine if you are entitled to receive the benefits and services. Just a word for the wise, or tip here is, don't go into that counseling with, yeah, I just want to get some training, I want to get some education. They don't like to look at it like an education program or a training program. They like to look at it as an employment program for somebody who can't continue doing what they've been doing, right? Because of a service-connected condition. So it's an employment program. If education and training is what bridges the gap to get you into something different, then that's what needs to happen. So make sure that you kind of have, for lack of a better way of putting it, try to let it be the counselor's idea to go, you know what you need? You need some training into this different world, and then you'll be good to go. And you go, oh yeah, that's a great idea, thanks. So here's an interesting piece. There is a 12-year eligibility window for some, not all, but some veterans. If you were discharged from active duty before January 1st, 2013, your basic period of eligibility ends 12 years from one of these dates, whichever comes later. The date you receive notice of your date of separation from active duty, or the date you received your first VA service-connected disability rating, which would be the most people would fall under that. So from the date you got your first VA service-connected disability, 12 years. If you discharged before January 1st, 2013. Now, you might ask yourself, well, what if I didn't? What if I discharged after 2013 January? The 12-year period does not apply to you. All right, so very important information. This is not a video specifically to VR&E, but VR&E is the absolute doorway into a lot of other things. Put more money in your pocket. Put yourself into a better position. If you think that, working in the car industry, being a finance manager, and like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be an automobile dealership. It could be a motorcycle. You love motorcycles? Go work in a motorcycle place. If you love off-roading, pick some sort of off-roading place. If you tractors or RVs or boats, right? Anywhere that has this type of financing would welcome you with this experience. So with that, thanks for watching. All the information's in the description and the comments. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you very much. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.